progress.
Okay, good morning everyone. Shalom Aleichem. Today is Chav Dalet Elul, the yard side of the Chofetz Chaim. And amazingly, on day, 114 of the 120-day cycle, we finished Sefer Chofetz Chaim on his yard side. I don't think the Chofetz Chaim prophesied that, he didn't make the calendar, but the Hashgacha had it, that the Chofetz Chaim's yard side is on the day of the completion of Sefer Chofetz Chaim. So we're up to Chelek Beis, Hilchos Rechilus, Klal Tes, Siv Katan, Yedalet. Im Nasa Davar Reuven Shalikah again. Let's say something was done to Reuven improperly. Ach lo noida lo mi asa lo yasadavar. He doesn't know who did it. Ubo Reuven zavashal Shimon. And Reuven came and he asked Shimon, Mi asa lo yasadavar zeh? Who did this to me? Reuven opens up his brand new Slichos HaMefurash. By the way, I recommend you get Slichos HaMefurash. Otherwise, how are you supposed to know who wrote any Slicha? Did you know today's Slicha was written by Rabbeinu Gershom Ma'ar HaGoyla? It was written almost 1,000 years ago. You need to know who wrote the Slicha. If you look at the Slicha, Rabbeinu Gershom Ma'ar HaGoyla is Oyom B'Noira. Anyway, so let's say in your brand new Slicha, somebody took a magic marker and he made a big X on it. And you don't know who did it. It's annoying you. And Reuven comes to Shimon. He says, Shimon, who made this X? Even though Shimon realizes that Reuven suspects that he did it. Shimon cannot say who did it, even though Shimon saw who did it. You should just answer, I didn't do it. In the footnote, the Chofetz Chaim says, you just have to be careful not to exonerate yourself if you were from a group of people. For example, let's say you belong to a bungalow colony and the board is voting about whether you could make another bedroom. And the decision is, no, you can't make another bedroom. And nobody knows, was it unanimous, was it a roiv? And you come out of the boardroom and they say, who decided that I can't make another bedroom? So not only are you not allowed to say, it was Yankel Beryl, he convinced us all that you shouldn't have the extra bedroom. You're not even allowed to say, I didn't agree with them. That's Lashon Hara. You cannot exonerate yourself. Anytime you're a member of a group and somebody thinks that you decided against them, you cannot say, no, I didn't decide against you. Let's say what's common among the trustees of the city. They sit and they analyze the practices of the city. Even if you didn't agree with them, and you thought they acted improperly in their decision against Reuven. But they were the majority. And then Reuven comes and asks you, did you also make that decision? Even though Reuven suspects you, it is asr to respond, even in a language. I didn't do this. You're not allowed to exonerate yourself. And certainly to reveal the name of the person who voted against them. Okay, now I'm going to give you the most practical example of this, and maybe one of the most practical examples that we've had in all of our limudim. So the kid comes home, your teenager comes home. Could I go here on Chol Hamoed? Could I? And you think, yeah, why not? What's wrong? But mommy says no. Mommy says not good for you to go. And then the kid comes out, no, could I go? Could I not go? You say, no, I would let you go, but mommy doesn't think it's a good idea, so I have to abide by that. You're a roichel, you're a baal lashon hara on your own wife. You're not allowed to say that. Now to say, or any family matters where father and mother make a decision, and one of them has to abide by the other, they cannot say, I would let, but it's, this was their decision. It's Lashon Hara. Can't do that. That's this halacha. And it's mamish maisim b'chol yom. It's maisim b'chol yom. Unless it's something that even if he wouldn't suspect you and he wouldn't have asked you, you would have to tell him. Look over there very well in earlier in Chelek Aleph Klal Yud Siv Yud Zayin, all the svaras that are mentioned there b'Makar Chaim and in the Ber Mayim Chaim, bein l'inyan dina ubein l'inyan latzos yidei shemayim shaykh gam bazeh. Tes v'av v'ata novi levar mashal shom bazeh harbe anoshim atzaretz yirecha mena yakush hamaskal chol kiyotz bazeh. Now we're going to explain what many people stumble in. I'm going to give one example and extrapolate based on it. A guy brings merchandise to the city. And many buyers come. Very commonly, someone who doesn't have money on them, basically you choose out the merchandise. Yeah, I want this sukkah. You go into the warehouse, I want these panels. And so where's the down payment? No, I don't have money on me. I don't have cash. People don't carry cash anymore. Yeah, I'll come back. You could rely on me. By the way, the most dangerous phrase ever expressed was, you could rely on me. No, don't even be nichnas with the guy. Anyway, so the guy chooses his merchandise. Ki hu yelech v'yavi loy ma'is. He's going to go and bring back money. And after going to lighter sukkah, you bumped into the merchant from the new Litin sukkah. And this guy, by the way, I'm just making up names. Don't pay attention to the names. And he pressures you. Oh no, sorry, like this. In the meantime, the guy went home to get cash, and new buyers came. And the new buyers came, they say, I want this panel. So you say, you want this panel? Sorry, it's earmarked for someone. Yeah, but he opens up his attaché case and it's full of oiver la soicher. It's full of cash. And the seller says, no, he didn't, don't worry about it. He didn't want these panels. He wasn't even interested. He wanted other panels. Then 5 minutes later, the first guy comes back and he's saying, "No, where are my panels? Here's the cash." No, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to sell it to the guy, but he pressured me. He threatened me, and I pushed it for my own safety. I had to sell it to him. I didn't want to give it to him. He threw the money and he grabbed the panels. And I agreed to him against my will. I didn't want to fight with him. I'm so sorry. I told him that I earmarked it for you, and he said, you're mamish, you're oisvarf. Why would you sell it to the guy? Sell it to me, and I had no choice. If you tell the first purchaser who the second purchaser was, it's true, the second buyer did a big avla. He pressured you to give the merchandise that the first one selected, but once he sold him, and he accepted the money, it is a legitimate sale, and no benefit will come from revealing the name of the buyer who pressured you. You're just going to engender hatred in the guy's heart. Vizuhi Rechilus Gemara. This is outright Rechilus v'chana b'chal aleph siv gimel v'zeh hadin doime v'chabradol siv yadad anal. This is similar in all its ways to siv yadalad. Mikol shekain lefi mashmatzik ham ba'amim. And all the more so where the second guy never pressured you. The second guy didn't know you sold it to the first guy. It was the lack of integrity of the seller who couldn't wait a few minutes till he got cash from the first guy, and he sees the second guy is waving cash in front of his nose, so he fell for it. He never even told the second guy he made up with the first guy. He only sold it for his own benefit. For whatever reason, he had so as the first guy should not have tinus on him, that he should say about him that he lied. He removes the guilt from himself and he puts it on his friend. He's a liar. Can the seller tell the first buyer who the second buyer was even? Could he even say his name? It's usher to say his name. You have to be very careful not to reveal the name of the second loikeach who bought the merchandise. Even if this seller wants to put the blame on himself and say, no, it's not the second buyer's fault. He didn't know I made up with you. It's my fault. Even so, you're not allowed to say the second buyer's name. I'm the one who made the mistake. He didn't know about it. That you made up with me originally. Because human nature is that even if you say it's your fault, the moment you say this guy bought it, the first buyer is going to have tinus on him. It's very likely, even in such a situation, yachnis sina belibai al halokeach hasheni is going to cause animosity for the second buyer. Sheyachshav alav shiur l'chayav, you're going to think that he is undermining your livelihood. Rak yashav la'amarcha stam, the moicher should say unqualified, ani mechartia b'shkagel achar. I'm so sorry, I gave it away already. I gave it to someone else. So let's say a parent goes to the store and he buys 2 donuts. And there are a bunch of kids in the house, and they come home, they're, where are the donuts? Where'd they go? Daddy, Mommy, why didn't you save them for me? So the easy way out is, what I did, I put them away, but Yankel and Beryl, they came and they took it. You're over on Lashon Hara. Are you allowed to say, no, I'm so sorry, I forgot that you were coming home. I gave it to Yankel and Beryl, it's my mistake. Lashon Hara. Because Feivel is going to be upset at Yankel and Beryl, even though the parent is the one who gave it to Yankel and Beryl. You say, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened to it. I'm not sure what happened to it. Or you could say, I ate them. I haven't eaten donuts in 40 years. And the doctor said that I have to eat more donuts. So I ate the donuts today. Lots of luck on that one. Everything we wrote in the Sefer about how careful you have to be from Lashon Hara is someone who's still a member of your nation. Those people who deny the Torah, even one letter. If somebody comes along and erases one letter of the Sefer Torah, now if they do that, Roiv Poiskim hold l'chadchila, you can't lane from that Sefer Torah. Miksas Poiskim say l'chadchila, you could lane from the Sefer Torah. If you already laned the Torah and you made a bracha, the Ma'aribe Rav says you could be Saimech on it b'diavad. But the guy who erased it, b'mezid, he's a koifar. Or v'hamaligim midivrei Chazal, those who mock the words of Chazal, mitzvah lefarseim daitam. It's a mitzvah to publicize their das, daitam hakoizeves, their false das, le'enei hakol, before everyone, ulaganoisam, and to shame them, kedei shelo yomadu mimaseim haraim, so as they do not learn from their bad ways. Tamu haklalim mehilchais yisure lashon hara urechilus. This concludes the klalim of Hilchos Yisure lashon hara urechilus. There's still another 5 days of limudim of different cases, but this, in a way, is the end of the Etzem Sefer on the yard side of the Chofetz Chaim. So, if we may, we're mispalel that the Chofetz Chaim should be a Meilitz Yoshar for all of Klal Yisrael, and in the zchus of our limud, Hashem should be mevarich all of the laimdim, shnas, Chaim, v'shalom, brios, nachas de kedusha, shefa, bracha v'atzlacha, be'ezras Hashem. Have a good day, everyone. Bracha v'atzlacha. Kol tov. Everyone's invited to join us tonight, 8:30. 8:30 tonight. Tonight's shiur is about. Tonight's shiur is about the simanim. Revolutionize your simanim. A really amazing topic. And if you want, we have 2 short divrei Torah at 10:50. Have a good day, everyone. Bracha v'atzlacha. Shkayach. Kol tov.
Recording stopped.